Greetings, beloved human family and co-creators. I am Gilles Mancillon, and I come to you today to talk about a very delicate subject. I hope it will help you to become more lucid and more clear in resonance to your own path, and that you will be able to understand certain things. All those things I'm saying is complete out of judgment. There is no. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do or even believe what I believe. I'm just sharing some experiences so that you may hopefully my own experiences will be able to help you understand certain things. And I chose to speak now about a delicate subject, that is the fact that when we choose to incarnate in this human society, we become infested with astral parasites. Each human has about between 250 to 350 different sort of parasites, astral parasites, that pollutes our energetic field. Of course, a Buddhist monk that is spends 80% of his time in meditation, the rest of the time do good deed and charitable action, and eats a bowl of rice every day and does not have much parasites. Although if he has an iPhone and he spends time on his iPhone, he will activate some parasites. For anything that is addictive is connected to some kind of parasites. And so the most common of all an addiction comes when the choice becomes unwanted. For instance, if you smoke 2 or 3 cigarettes, I will use that because it's one of the most common of all addiction. If you smoke 2 or 3 cigarettes during a party and then you forget about it for months, and then you go back to a party, you smoke again 2 or 3 cigarettes, and then you forget about it for months, you're not infected by any parasites. It's just a pleasure you give yourself. It is when you feel like you have to keep going and repeating the choice. So first I want to say there is all kinds of different parasites. When you turn on the TV, you activate hundreds of parasites connected to violence, and I will not talk about those. There's something I have chosen to stay away from during my life. I do not want to play those games of power over, of violence and all those things. Once humanity understands the dynamics of the law of evolution, they will let go, they will move into light, love and compassion, and all those violence and will disappear. But love and light is the only thing that can eradicate all those horrible things that humanity is still implicated with. So I will not talk about all those types of parasites that once we are connected to the matrix and we listen to the TV, we are activating those parasites. I will talk about 2 different types of parasites. One is connected to fear, and the other one is connected to addiction. Of course, it is only my own experience. Maybe other people will have different takes on that. I'm just sharing what I've experienced. Many years ago, I've realized that when I had a fear, I had these big lizards that would come in with his tongue and eat my fear, and so I realized he was getting fed from that, and so eventually I switched. I became conscious, and I sent him light and love. Instead, when he came in to get the fear, he would receive the light and love, and he actually took it. And I saw him later on being devoured by all the other parasites, but they're not negative per se, but they're feeding on your energy in life. So. And all those will be removed when the time comes when humans will be disassociated with them. The other sort of parasites I want to talk about is the insectoid parasites that are connected to addiction. And so those, because I've been 5 months ago, I started a major cleansing process. I'm at the end of it, but I'm still processing all kinds of toxins I used to that I've accumulated during my lifetime, because I used to have a very indulgent life. And so I used to wake up for months with nightmares of those insects, all kinds of insects that were coming out from below my skins that were just parasites from those addictions. And so, of course, there is the best way to remove them is to use the white light of Creator, to ask the angels to exercise, to do sports, and not to reactivate them. Because when you feel like, for instance, I used to be a heavy smoker. When you feel like you want a cigarette, it's not you that wants a cigarette. It is that parasite that needs to be fed. It's just an insectoid mind. It is not to be judged. It is just wants to be fed. And so. So if you don't feed it, it will give you a really uncomfortable feeling, and then even if you stop, the parasites will finish his life and go. But it may have been eggs that he had made legs, and so those eggs will be the new generation of parasites. So sometimes it takes a while to get rid of all this. Of course, there is there is all kinds of sugar is a very big addiction. Meat product, of course, television, tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, pharmaceutical product, also all the other pharmaceutical like heroin, cocaine, and all those things. Coffee is a really big legal addiction product. Cell phones are really addictive. There's gambling, video game, the power can be an addiction. Sex can also be an addiction. Chocolate can be an addiction. Gluten. Of course, there are good addictions that like sports, meditation, creative art, good deed, drinking a lot of clean water. So you do have to, when you want to do this, you want to have enough courage to go through the whole process to see what really goes, what happens once you have been through the whole, on the other side of the process. And the universe doesn't judge us by those things, by the way we live, or the judgment comes, if there is a judgment, it comes from the purity of our heart, from our intention. The intention is really what the most important thing, for we channel through the heart. We do not... and all those other things are completely fine. Sometimes we need to balance out. We need to have those walking sticks to walk with. I'm just not. It is not a judgment that I'm expressing here. I'm just expressing the fact that we are connected to those invisible energy beings that are continuously feeding on our energy. But until they are completely removed, they will pollute our energy field. And so, since I am going through this process, I thought you would have been interested to share that experience, and I hope this message had meaning for you, and that you will use it it will help you, to inspire you to get to understand the dynamism. If you are suffering from any kind of addiction, to understand that it is only temporary. There is a process you can go through that will completely remove all those and let you feel completely clean and clear, and so that you will be able to feel and sense and know and be more free and more joy and more happiness. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Send you my love, light, and blessings, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.